young girl on TikTok has tragically lost her life in a very unusual motor accident that has raised so many questions to the point some people are beginning to suspect foul play. It was said that Rashi Gold, whose full name is Rachel Chinacherem Chima, had left Owerri where she schooled on the 15th of March 2025 to attend her school mother's birthday party in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Her school mother, whose name is Becky, is also said to be her friend. And after the said birthday party, Rashi Gold stayed back with her school mother for about a week until the 22nd of March 2025, when she was home minding her business, pressing her phone until she got a phone call from another of her friend named Debbie, asking her to come outside for a hangout with two other guys. Now, the arrangement surrounding the hangout is unclear, but from what I was able to understand, the said Debbie girl had met up with Rachi and they had taken a picture together, and so the girl posted it on her WhatsApp story. And while the picture of Rachel was on her WhatsApp story, another guy saw the picture and liked Rachel and asked Debbie, "What's up? This your girl is pretty. I like her." And Debbie was excited and quickly went to tell Rachel, "See, there's a young man on my WhatsApp who saw your picture on my story and he's head over heels for you. And today he wants to hang out with you. He wants to meet you. So come outside, let's go chill with him. He has money, he's going to flex us," and all of those bits. And truth be told, I did see a screenshot of the conversation between the Debbie girl and the young man. And it was clear the young man had some kind of interest in meeting Rachel. However, when Debbie requested Rachel should come outside of the house so they would go out and hang out and flex, at first, from what I could understand still again, Rachel wasn't feeling it. She wasn't just, she wasn't as enthusiastic as the Debbie girl herself. You could tell that Rachel wasn't looking for this. She didn't want to go. Rightfully so, it was said that she was even at home sleeping because the Debbie girl had tried to call her, but she wasn't taking her call, most likely because she was sleeping. So the Debbie girl went to call the school mother, Becky, and was asking Becky to tell Rachel to come outside. Like, it was said in such a force as though that, I don't know their relationship, that is the Debbie girl and the Rachel girl, but it seems like they are familiar. But we know Becky is the school mother to Rachel. So when the Debbie girl kept telling Rachel's school mother, Becky, tell Rachel to come outside, Becky is like, "I'm not home." She's at home sleeping. And so Debbie went straight to Rachel herself, urging her to come out, telling her about this guy, talking so nicely about this guy, how much money the guy have, how this guy is going to flex them. The guy has a car, the guy is chill, the guy wants to see you, he likes you, he wants to see your pictures, he wants to see your videos, and all of that. So the Debbie girl pretty much worked overtime to convince Rachel to come outside so that these guys would flex them. And somewhere along the line, Rachel started considering it because, let's face it, she did travel from Owerri down here in Uyo, and for the most part after the birthday party, it seems she has been indoors. So this seemed like an opportunity to go out and flex. Maybe that was why Debbie was so keen on having her to come outside so that she can enjoy Uyo for the fun of it. So Rachi and Debbie and the guy made plans for evening, but it started to rain, and it started to rain heavily. And somewhere too, you could see in their conversation, Rashi tells Debbie, "What's up? It's raining. You sure this is still going to hold?" Pretty much, I guess this was her trying to get out of it, because you could also feel like some part of her did not want to go. And she was thinking that the rain was going to stop and spoil the whole plan. Because even after Rachel brought up this rain issue, Debbie continued pushing, telling Rachel that, "Don't worry, I'll come and pick you. The guy has a car. The rain is not a problem. Don't think about it. He's going to come and pick us," and all of those things. And pretty much Rachel was like, "Okay, clearly you have this under control." So when night came, somewhere around 10, 11, the guy came, picks Rachel and Debbie, and began driving them home, heading for his own house. There were 4 people in that vehicle. The said guy and another guy who might have been his friend. They were both sitting in the front seat. One in the driver's seat, the other in the passenger seat. While Debbie and Rachel sat at the back seat. Barely 20 minutes into their ride, their vehicle was said to have collided with a trailer, crushing it so badly, and it was clear that they had just been involved in an accident. There were 4 people in that vehicle when this accident happened, but somehow only Rachel died. Surprisingly, given how the picture looks, the other people came out with barely any injury. They sustained minor injuries. Even the Debbie girl came out with minor injuries, to the point that even when she came out, they were able to rush Rachel to the hospital. Even the Debbie girl also was taken to the hospital briefly, but she somehow was able to come down and walk barefoot back to the boy's house to get her phone. It was clear that every other person in the car was fine. Rachel was the only one who died a few hours later after being rushed to the hospital. The accident happened around 11, and around 1 a.m., barely 2 hours later, doctors pronounced Rachel dead. As the story got to her friends and family, they began asking questions. How come only her died? And when they saw the accident scene, the video and the pictures, the front seat was crushed, but somehow the boys in front did not die. And it was the girl who was at the back seat, one of them, that died. Obviously, the side where Rachel sat was sort of crushed, but not as crushed as the front seat. Another strange thing I got to learn was that when her body was being taken by her family, they noticed that there was not much injuries on her, that she didn't have a lot of scratch, which was weird because if they were involved in such a ghastly accident, there should be more injuries. Especially the guy in front, his legs should be scattered by now. But they are walking, they are fine. They most likely went to the hospital to check for internal bleeding, and since they are out there surviving, it was clear they most likely did not have any of those. Personally, I would have suspected foul play if had it been they had gone to a club or they had gone to the guy's house and they were returning. If they had gone somewhere else, I would have suspected that, oh, maybe she had already died and then they planted her in the vehicle and framed it to look like an accident. But the fact that this was just their way home, they haven't even seen for barely 20 minutes and this is happening, it kind of makes me feel like I don't know what really happened. Could it be that she most likely died from the shock, blood pressure, something else? Because I've seen situations where in an accident, not everyone gets to die. So maybe it could have been something more than the accident or other than the accident that played a role in how it affected her as compared to the others. It's unfortunate, honestly. It's just one of those things that would make you question reality as a whole. Because, this was a girl just in a house minding her business. Here comes another girl talking about a guy likes you, come over, he wants to take us out. And, I'm sure it's not something she would want to turn down because she most likely wanted to have fun too, eventually. But this terrible accident happens and she is the only one to go. It's something that, frankly, I see why her friends and family are asking a lot of questions. Seeing the picture of the car accident alone is like, okay, how come only her in the backseat gets to die? It's not as if we want the others to die, but for such a car accident, it would even make a little bit of sense if they sustained injuries, if they were in the hospital, if they were in coma. But right after the accident, they all came outside and rushed her to the hospital, which was odd because I don't know. Maybe it wasn't their time. Some people would say it was her time. It seems that she has a boyfriend back home, so I don't know how her boyfriend must have felt about this whole tragedy. Her parents and her family had moved to Uyo to take her body back home, and it seemed as though they have also gone to the police to file a report. It's unclear what they are chasing, what they are pursuing. They too have questions, given the fact that she did not have any bruises or injuries in her body, except for her head somehow, some way, as you could see from the picture of what remains of her, which is in my Telegram. So I won't post it here. So they notice that for an accident of that gravity, she didn't sustain much injuries to match, which also happened to the other people. They didn't also sustain that much injury. I think it's one of those accidents that did not have excessive impact on them inside, but mostly on the vehicle. Some accident can look like it's horrible on the outside, but on the inside, maybe they had enough time to move out, dodge, or move to a corner, which would explain why they don't have the bruises or the excessive injuries to match. And I think it also reads on what they said remains seemed like. So she may have died from panic or shock or fear or the sudden, effect or impact in the vehicle. Some people do have high blood pressure, and in such sudden accident situation, they get to be affected the most. I would suggest an autopsy is done just in case. Just maybe we're not getting the full story. Just maybe there is something out there that happened that these people are not saying, which I doubt the chances are slim. But just in case, me, like I've already said, if they had gone to a party or they had gone to the guy's house and this happened on their way back, then I would suspect something else. But this is literally just on their way. They've not even met. They've not even officially seen each other. So I don't know. It's not something as deep as it should be. But again, an autopsy would help. I'm assuming it couldn't have been blunt force, or she's not dying of injuries. She's most likely dying of the shock or the fear or the sudden panic that comes with a sudden accident like this. Most people who even die from accidents don't die from the fire or the injuries. They die from the fear and the heart scare, and could have been her case, in my opinion. But you guys, let me know your thoughts.